What's up, real ones? Welcome to Let's View It, and I'm proud to announce that the Great White Hope, the Logo 3 bomber herself, Caitlin Clark, has made me laugh for the second time. Why did she make me laugh for the second time? Well, because she pissed off the same group of people for the second time. And anytime someone is pissed, it makes me laugh. I don't know why. I think it's funny when people are mad.
But it's even funnier when racist people are mad.
So what exactly did Caitlin Clark do, and who exactly did she piss off? Well, first of all, she won Athlete of the Year. So congratulations to Caitlin Clark on that. But also, she became the first WNBA player to ever win it. But anyways, that's not what pissed this certain group off. It's what she said in the Time magazine. What she said in the article that pissed off this certain group of people. Who is this certain group of people that she pissed off? Well, she pissed off all her racist fans. Now, before you get your grubby little fingertips on your keyboards, let me ask a stupid but necessary question. How many of you heard when I said Caitlin Clark pissed off all her racist fans? Did you hear Caitlin Clark pissed off all her fans because they're racist? Go ahead. You can admit it. Don't be embarrassed. Raise your hand. This is a safe space for all. Let's View It is a safe space. Guaranteed. Now, I already know like half the viewers of this video. So like 6 or 7 people heard me say Caitlin Clark pissed off all her fans because they're racist. Not what I actually said. And that's that she pissed off all her racist fans. Of course, not all her fans are racist. That's impossible. At least I hope it is. Anyone who thinks that someone thinks that all her fans are racist is just slow. So never ever, ever tell somebody,
"Now all her fans are racist,"
unless you're slow. Now let me explain something though. Every celebrity, every famous person that has a whole ton of fans and followers are gonna have some racist ones. We live in America. That's just the way it is. The thing is, when it comes to Caitlin Clark and her racist following, it's quite a bit bigger than the norm. It's probably record-breaking, to be honest, and there's a reason for that. There's an explanation. It's not just because she's a white basketball player, so she got all kinds of racist fans. It's not that simple. This was created from a certain event that happened back in 2023. And the thing is, Caitlin Clark's racist following is so big that they are able to control the narrative of not only her career, but the whole WNBA. Anybody that hears that the WNBA hates her, that they're racist, that they don't like her because she's white and straight, all of that was created by her racist fan base. That's how big they are. Now, don't get it confused, because not everyone that believes black players are jealous of Caitlin Clark or hate Caitlin Clark because she's white and straight or any of that nonsense that you heard are racist. Some of them are brand new Caitlin Clark fans, but also on top of that, didn't know the WNBA or even know basketball at all. So what happened was when they started watching Caitlin Clark and the WNBA and they heard this narrative getting pushed around by the racist fans, they just took it as fact. They didn't know what to compare it to. They didn't know that it was all a bunch of crap. They didn't know that the WNBA was more physical than the NBA. They didn't know that hard fouls like that happen in basketball everywhere. Pros, outside, sometimes you get hit upside the head. It is what it is. But they didn't know that. They actually thought that Angel Reese hit her in the head on purpose. Those were all common things that happen in basketball. Now, there's also people that only heard of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but don't follow the saga, so they don't even understand what's going on. So let me do a little history lesson on how Caitlin Clark gained such a large, abnormally large racist following. So here we go. If you heard of Caitlin Clark, then you heard of Angel Reese. Because Caitlin Clark's like the hero and Angel Reese is casted as the villain. Now, let me say right off the top, for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, none of this is true. They don't dislike each other at all. They known each other longer than we known of them. They played against each other longer than we seen them play against each other. And that's facts. This narrative is all made up by the racist fan base of Caitlin Clark. Not all their fans are racist though. So let's jump back in time, and I'm going to tell you guys as fast as I can the whole story of how Caitlin Clark gained an abnormally large racist fan base. So let's go back to 2023. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were in college playing basketball. Now, Caitlin Clark was a popular basketball player, but only popular in the circle of people that already watch NCAA female basketball or were already Iowa State fans. They already knew about Caitlin Clark. She was popular in that circle. At the time, I didn't even know who Caitlin Clark was. I watched the NBA and I watched the WNBA, or I started watching the WNBA a few years ago because my daughter got into basketball and her dream is to make it to the WNBA. So I decided to analyze some of the players and stuff. Anyways, the point was her popularity was still contained. She wasn't doing Nike commercials or going golfing or doing Gatorade commercials. She was only popular in the circle of people that already enjoyed that sport. So what exactly happened to make her popularity grow so big that now almost everybody recognizes her by name? Now she's on commercials. Now she's out golfing. Now she has a Nike contract. What happened? Well, I'm going to tell you. Ironically, the situation that made her boom in popularity is the same situation that made her racist fan base boom at the same time. So what happened was, it was 2023. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were in the NCAA finals. Angel Reese beat her. And when she beat her, she gave her the John Cena hand wave. Now, when she did that, she ended up getting all kinds of unnecessary backlash. People were calling her a thug, classless. Of course, those people act like that. She doesn't have the same classiness as CC. They just unloaded on Angel Reese. They couldn't say enough negative stuff about her. But the twist was, if you rewind time a little bit, Caitlin Clark did the same thing. She did the same thing to somebody else in the game. But when Caitlin Clark did it, she got a lot of praise. She was called competitive, spicy, all these words that were positive about what she did. But when Angel Reese did it, she was ghetto, classless, a thug. So all the black people were like, hold up. When Cece did it, you're praising her for it. But when Angel Reese does it, she's ghetto? That's racist. You guys are being racist. Cece and Angel Reese did the exact same thing, but it's being perceived differently. Why? So ESPN and all kinds of other media sites took that hand wave story and put it all over the place. And that's when outside attention started getting drawn towards Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That's how they got my attention too. I didn't know who Caitlin Clark was until they started talking about this hand wave. I didn't know who Angel Reese was either until they started talking about this hand wave. Now, in between the story of the hand wave and Angel Reese being ghetto, they would also talk about Caitlin Clark and how she's like the female Steph Curry. That's what caught my attention. I'm like, what? She's the female Steph Curry? Yeah, she shoots logo threes, this and that. Long story short, she ain't the female Steph Curry. But this is not what the video is about. So anyways, from this story branched out outside of that previous fan base of people that watch female basketball to just anybody. To me, some people that do watch basketball, some people that don't watch basketball at all. It reached a lot of people that don't pay attention to the sport, which is a good thing because it got people to pay attention to the sport. But it was also a bad thing because as much as it gained new fans, there were a lot of fans that only wanted to be fans and supporters of Caitlin Clark so they can continue to call Angel Reese ghetto and a thug. It's sad, but it's true. She gained a lot of fans that just wanted to get on the topic that Angel Reese is a thug and waved her hand in front of this classy white girl, and now they're on the bandwagon of supporting Cece so that she can override the black women of the WNBA. As silly as that sounds, that's what they think. They're thinking we can get this white face to be the face of a league of a bunch of black women players. That's what they think, that's what they feel, and all they wanted to do was continue to down talk black women. And they started all these narratives, the jealousy, they hate her because she's white and straight. They started all these narratives, and not one time has CC, Caitlin Clark, ever said any of these things. She's never said any of these things. Only the outside racist fans who don't even know these women. But anyways, I had to explain that because if you're a normal person that's not quite following the Caitlin Clark saga, you're going to be confused on why they're even mad. That's how stupid it is. But now we're going to get into the video clip of one of my favorite YouTubers that would cover Caitlin Clark. He would make like 3 or 4 or 5 videos a day talking about
Caitlin Clark moving the needle and nobody else. Caitlin Clark is moving the needle. They hate her because she's white. They hate her because she's white part 2. And they hate her because she's white part 3. Also, did I mention that Caitlin Clark's moving the needle?
He talks more about needles than any drug addict I've ever seen. That's right, it's our best friend Rhodes from Black and White Sports 2. So you already know. Let's view it.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, in case you do not know, and John covered this over on Black and White Sports, Caitlin Clark won the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year.
I just want to say real quick, is it just me, or does he look like a real-life South Park character? He even has his own saying. Seriously, for real, South Park can animate this guy and put him in an episode, and it would be a classic.
I think she's very deserving of that. She probably should have won the award. But yesterday afternoon, into today, into this morning, there has been a lot of fallout, a lot of backlash, a lot of outrage, and it is because despite the fact that we sat back all season long and cheered Caitlin Clark on, the WNBA players, we know how they treated her. We watched how they treated her, and it was terrible. My advice to Caitlin Clark is no amount of virtue signaling in the world is going to stop those athletes from kicking the crap out of you. You're white and you're straight, and nothing you can do will change that, and they will hate you for it, even if you drop crap like this out of your mouth every day for the next 3 years or the next 20 years. Why? Because it's never going to be enough. And unfortunately,
if you guys don't already know what Caitlin Clark said, I'm sure you're sitting there going, what the hell did she say? You're going to be let down. But do you hear how he talks for her? Do you see how entitled these racist Caitlin Clark fans are? He feels like he can give Caitlin Clark advice about the WNBA. He feels like he has the knowledge and the entitlement to tell her how the women feel about her, what they're going to do with her, and anything else. What is he talking about? Who is he? I bet he shoots the basketball like this. Stop speaking for Caitlin Clark. Stop telling her that these women are always going to hate her. If she thought they hated her, she would be the first person to know. Stupid.
now your statements, you've probably lost half of your fan base. We just saw an election that was a landslide in a lot of different ways because people have flat rejected this kind of social ideology that's spewing out of Caitlin Clark's mouth.
I told you, he just said half her fan base, right? She just lost half her fan base. That's showing that half her fan base are racist. That's what it is. If they liked her for her basketball, why would it matter what she says? Her logo 3 still gonna go in, isn't it? She's still gonna be the greatest basketball player ever, isn't she?
Had enough of it. And today, People are pissed, and I don't blame them. A lot of people, literally, I mean, WNBA League Pass, people bought that would have never watched the WNBA, and they wanted to support her. And look, these comments, look, I've got another video coming because there's another topic she's just flat absurdly wrong about. But Jason Whitlock posted this up. This is an excerpt from the article. Jason right here. Caitlin Clark bends the knee.
I'll rewind it back to where he's starting to read that. But I just want to put out there to people that don't know, Jason Whitlock is like an Officer Tatum. Jason Whitlock is like one of those black people that constantly say there's no such thing as racism. If you know, you know.
Jason right here. Caitlin Clark bends the knee, kissing the, look, I know Jason's not going to cuss, but I'll do it. Caitlin Clark bends the knee, kisses the ass of black women in a rite of passage in the WNBA.
What's wrong with this? What's wrong with him? He's so angry. He didn't even want to read Jason Whitlock quote verbatim. He's like, I'm going to add a cuss word into his quote. These people are crazy, bro. They're crazy. You guys, they're crazy.
Why are we kissing anybody's ass over their skin color? That's my question. I don't care if they're white, green, polka dotted, black, purple. Who cares? People have rejected this kind of ideology. They're done with it. Well, today's Caitlin Clark stardom is not as bright as it was prior to whenever this decided to surface. So this is the excerpt right here. Clark is cognizant of the racial underpinnings of her stardom. Quote, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. No, your talent got you everything regardless of your color. But okay, here we are. Says Clark, a lot of those players in the league have been really good, have been black players. The league has been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. It's absurd. That entire statement is absurd. And here we are today. It has been overwhelmingly rejected. All right? People are done with trying to prop people up based on their skin color.
Does anybody know the definition of kissing someone's ass? First of all, anytime I seen anyone kiss someone's ass, it was because it benefited them and they were going to gain something from that person. What part of these statements is kissing black women's ass? All Caitlin Clark said was the league was built on black women, which, believe it or not, Caitlin Clark didn't just show up, snap her fingers, and the WNBA just pop out the ground. It was already built. Whether or not it was popular is a whole nother discussion. But the league was there. The league was running. And there were a lot of great black players before Caitlin Clark. They were breaking records too. Caitlin Clark is just now chasing those records and trying to raise those records. But why weren't any of the other players before her getting praise while they were breaking records? That's how sports works. We don't just wait for the ultimate record. We praise records as they get broken. So in their own right, yes, they were great players. I bet they will never say Babe Ruth is not a great player because his records are shattered. No, forever they're going to say he's a great player. So why wasn't it the same for all the WNBA players? And all Caitlin Clark is trying to do is say, hey, they deserve some credit. I didn't just show up and everything magically appeared. There was a league for me to go to. That's all she said. And she also said, spread some of the recognition. Caitlin Clark is not the best player in the WNBA. She can be arguably the greatest college player that we've seen, and still that's debatable. But she's definitely not the best WNBA player. At least not yet, and maybe never. Aja Wilson is the best right now, and she gets no attention. So if she's better than the most popular person, that doesn't make any sense. All she's saying is spread the wealth. Paige Becker said the same thing, and that's how leagues survive anyways, right? Name one league where there's only one star. Exactly.
People aren't getting down with this crap any longer, even from Caitlin Clark.
Now he's going to get into the comments, but I wanted to add one more thing. Also, who cares? If Caitlin Clark wants to help make black players more popular and spread the attention around, why does that matter to them? It's her career, it's her life, it's her choice. Nothing that Caitlin Clark said was negative. It was all positive. If anybody wants to help any group of people for whatever the reason is, why would you be against that? Why would you be against that? Are you not a godly person? She just said positive stuff and that she wants to help. That's it. But you're like, no, don't help them. Where is that coming from? Come on, tell me.
The surge in popularity the WNBA had is now gone forever. I can't believe she said this, but she did. Here we are. Those wonderful black women that she wants to build up just spent an entire season tearing her down and assaulting her on the court simply because she is white and straight. Fact.
I've heard that statement at least 22,000 times, and every time it gets funnier. How can anyone possibly believe that? Caitlin Clark is not the first white and straight player in the WNBA. There's also black straight players too. What are they talking about? They act like she's the only one there, like she's breaking down barriers or something, and they like she's the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA. Nobody is assaulting her. When Kennedy Carter hip checked her, that was personal because they were talking crap and Cece kind of threw an elbow at her face. Am I condoning it? No, but it had nothing to do with her skin color or her sexuality. That was on-court beef. It happens sometimes. All the other fouls on the head and all that, that was all accidental stuff. And flagrant fouls sometimes happen in the NBA too. It's not because they hate each other. They're competitive. They get emotional. And these are women. So, emotional times 10. But there it is. He read it right off the page as I've been saying it. Literally verbatim, I said that early in the video. They hate her because she's white and straight. No one gives a damn. They can't stand the racist fans that she brought to the league. That's the truth. They can't stand how they all hate on them. They make fun of their weaves, their eyelashes. This is not a beauty contest. The WNBA is not a dating app. They say things like Caitlin Clark is classy and articulate. We all know what that means. Who says this type of stuff about athletes anyways? I've never talked about Kobe and was like, yeah, he's such a gentleman. He's articulate. Kobe is a classy guy. Nah, I was like, he's a killer. He's a beast and no one can stop him. We were talking about on-court stuff. Nobody talks about this weird stuff that CC racist fans talk about. These people right here support her because they're racist and they want to hate on the black players of the WNBA. That's why this statement pisses them off, because it smashes their narrative. How are they going to carry this narrative when CC's trying to pick up black women and they're trying to bring them down? Through CC. It messes up their whole blueprint.
And no amount of those kind of statements are going to keep them from doing it this next season as well. I mean, honestly. Wow. Half her fan base will quit watching now. That was not a smart move for advertisers. I, for one, totally disrespect for her for giving in to racist demands. That's racist comments she just made. If anything, basketball in general has been racist against white players for a long time. Change the channel when you come on. People are mad. Apologizing for being good. The fact that this is strung up in race is bullshit. Everyone stop apologizing for whatever skin color you are. This went badly for her. Really, really badly. And just like that, folks who came to the game because of her talent, despite the abject lack of talent in much of the rest of the WNBA, will depart. Woke.
So folks that came for her talent is now going to depart because of her opinion? Make that make sense. How does that make sense? You came for one thing, but you're leaving because of another? What kind of people are these?
I'm here to support you because of your talent.
But I will leave because of what you think.
Put that on a shirt.
Woke folks just don't know when to shut the F up. You know, that statement right there, that's also factual, because if you're new to the WNBA and just started watching, and I was watching because of Caitlin Clark, the one thing I noticed was how many players aren't very good. I mean, just fundamentally aren't good players. And the fact that I can go out and watch any local high school 2A basketball team in East Texas and they can handle the ball better than about half of these WNBA players.
He's so full of it. He is so full of it. The WNBA is one of the hardest leagues to ever make it in. They only get like 12 spots during draft. Even though they draft 20-something players, only like 12 of those players actually get spots in the WNBA. Could you imagine trying to make a league that only 12 people enter every year, and you don't think that requires high talent? Get out of here. Again, another BS narrative pushed by her racist fans. And I want to point out or ask, what did Caitlin Clark say that was not true? What did she say that was not true? She said that she earned what she has. And she did. She's the one that trained. She's the one that practiced. She put in the work. She earned her trip to the WNBA. All she did was acknowledge that her race played a part in her popularity blowing up so big. That's all she did. And she didn't apologize. She just acknowledged it and wants it to be different. She wishes that all the players could get recognition that they deserve, obviously. If you're really good, you should get recognition. There are very good players in the WNBA. But according to, these fans, they're all trash. CC said nothing wrong or incorrect. So why are they so pissed? It's because she said to elevate and pick up black women. That's why they're pissed. Those words pissed them off.
You notice it quick. It's glaring. And it hits you right in the face. But despite all that, people kept watching because Caitlin Clark was entertaining and wanted to support her. If this is true, then there goes my watching sports again. I had so much hope and wishes for Caitlin Clark. But if she is just another sellout, oh my. People really are completely done with this. How about just honor the outstanding players regardless of their damn color? Is that so difficult? They are either great players or not, regardless of their skin. We cannot end this senseless, quote, race issue. We stop looking at skin and look at the accomplishments. Look, I'm not an Asia Wilson fan because I don't like her on a personal level because, oddly enough, she says things just like Caitlin Clark just said. But she's a beast on the basketball court. And there's no doubt, after watching her play, she deserves a lot of the accolades she gets. They ain't got a damn thing to do with the fact that she's black. Nothing. She's a hell of a basketball player. Period. End of statement. I mean, people are done with this kind of crap from athletes. And here we are today. Caitlin Clark's brand is not as strong as it was 2 days ago. And I don't want to hear Time Magazine because, look, half of America lost respect for Time Magazine close to a decade ago or around a decade ago. Wow. Wow. And I've got another one coming because she made comments about the Dejanay Carrington eye poke thing that are damn near as ridiculous as these are.
I'm gonna have to make a video on that one too. Give me more material, please.
That interview did a ton of damage to Caitlin Clark's brand. It's going to be very interesting to see if anybody still watches. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
He said it's gonna do damage to her brand. What's her brand? What exactly is her brand, sir? Are you saying it's gonna do damage to the racist people that want to use her for a catalyst to hate on black women in the WNBA? I think that's what she wants. I think she's willing to lose that chunk of fans to have a little bit more peace. Remember, the WNBA never talked about this stuff until Caitlin Clark fans show up. The racist ones, not the regular ass ones. The regular ass ones are cool. Just the ones that jumped on the train because of the Angel Reese hand wave. And like they said, it's like half of them. That's how she blew up so big. I keep telling people this. They don't want to hear it. All of this is fake and made up. That's why Caitlin Clark is now probably talking against it. She doesn't want a whole nother year of this crazy narrative getting pushed around. It was crazy. It was hard to enjoy basketball with these fans and these crazy narratives. You couldn't watch a CC game. And as soon as she got fouled hard, oh hell, we knew there were going to be videos and stories about how they hate her. It was crazy. It was nuts. And CC is trying to kill it. And the thing is this has happened for black people too, right? Tiger Woods. Anytime you become the minority of something and start dominating something, you're going to gain more popularity because you're drawing in a whole nother crowd. Tiger Woods drew in a lot of black people, a lot of minorities that wouldn't watch golf, don't watch golf, can't play golf because mainly can't afford to play golf. But either way, because he was black in a white dominated sport, he drew in extra fans, which increased his popularity. Now, whether or not he's the greatest of all time, that's for golf people to debate. But it's probably not that debatable that he's the most popular golfer of all time. Popularity and your greatness doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. Eminem, another one, right? A white rapper, great at what he does in a black dominated art form. So he gains even more popularity. Why? Because he's going to get even more white people that wouldn't have listened to rap or don't listen to rap to start listening to his rap. And maybe others rap. But there wasn't a racial tension between it. It was all understood. For whatever reason, CC fans can't understand this, don't want to accept it. They just want to think that it's just because she's good and that's why she blew up. She's not that much better than all those WNBA players to single-handedly have 100 times more fans, if not more, 1,000 times more fans. She's not that much better, guys. She's not. She's really not. I'm not trying to hate on her. I'm just being real. How great she will get, I don't know. We got other great basketball players coming, so who knows? But anyways, I'm enjoying all these racist fans being pissed off because CC wants to elevate black women.
How dare you, CC? How dare you betray us? We said they hate you. They will always hate you, CC. Why would you elevate them? You bend it at the knee.
I really don't see what the big deal is. She can have her opinion. It's her career. It's her life. She's still going to play ball. So what is the big deal? The big deal is she's killing these racist fans' narratives. How can they continue this narrative when CC is doing the exact opposite and now speaking on it? That's why they're mad. That's all. That's why they're mad. This doesn't affect anything at all. All she did was gain more respect from all the black players. That's it. And yes, when the game's on, they're still going to go to war because that's what they do. If you don't get that, just stop watching. So if you have something to say or want to add to the video, then comment below. Tell me what you think. Is it a big deal what CC said? Are you now not a CC fan because of what she said? Are you mad at me because I said she pissed off all her racist fans? Not all of her fans are racist though, right? So if you're not racist, you shouldn't be pissed. And if you're pissed, I suggest you stop being racist or start being proud of it. And even though CC wants to elevate the black players in the WNBA, I'm still gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hit checker button and sub ride with me. And I'll see you on the next trip.
Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help I keep it real.